Hey y'all. So I am back in LA after my dad's funeral this weekend. And I don't know, I just been thinking a lot about like what happens now, and I've been trying to decide where I was going to go with the next leg of like content creation and subscription and fan base growing, and all the things. And then this happens. My dad dies. And somehow, even in the midst of like the confusion and the chaos of this moment, I feel a lot more clarity. And the clarity that I feel is to really be honest and open in this time with my audience so that you guys can get connected to another part of me. I think I come from the old school where marketing is presenting the best version of yourself. And it hasn't been beneficial to take the old mindset into a new dispensation. So I am being intentional right now about just being more open with you guys about the things that I haven't always been open about. So this is just a life update, if you will, and the beginning of me really vlogging things that I think you don't always get to see. I'm still going to continue to do the things that I always do: promote and market my art, promote and market my services. But in terms of really building a fan base and building a community, which has been my focus this year, even though the year is like a month and change in, my focus is community building more than anything else, because I need it. I feel like you guys need it. And building community and maintaining it is one of my superpowers. It is a part of my gift. It's not just the music or the comedy or the acting. It is being able to connect with people and be relatable to people who have never met me a day in their life, but feel like after they've interacted with me for one video or for 1 minute that they've known me their whole lives. So that's that. I think first and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This has been a very difficult, challenging time, and we didn't even get good into 2026 first. My dad went into the hospital for the final time on January 23rd and passed on February 6th. So the year didn't get in good before I had to switch gears and focus on that. And in the middle of that, I already was planning what this year was going to look like. So it has been very surprising, but also not. And I have to say that the support from my community, from my fan base, from people who don't even know me. I had someone who I was about to do a gig with send a donation just to show support. So knowing that like I'm loved and covered and supported in that way from strangers is so, it's such a blessing. I hate to sound, so PR and like it's such a blessing, but no, like it really is a blessing to be loved. It is a blessing to be cared for, to be supported, and for people to want to help you when you really need it. And I'm very grateful to have gotten to the place where I'm not rejecting or refusing anybody's help. I'm taking the help right now, and my family is really, really grateful for your support. Them cross-country flights was not cheap, y'all. They were not cheap. And just because I might have been doing okay, taking care of myself, I was not at all prepared to have to take on the financial responsibility of what it meant to jump back into that. So the donations absolutely helped. The decision fatigue of thinking about what should I eat, because like I said, my dad went to the hospital on January 23rd. So from then on, every single day we had to make very big decisions as a family. And because I was away from them, something like thinking about what to make to eat or what to buy to eat was bringing me even more anxiety. So you guys donating and be like, get something to eat on me, that kind of stuff did help so that we could like go to breakfast as a family and start our day off before we had to go to the hospital and people still had to go to work and people still had to go to school. We got to start the day as a family and have breakfast and not have to worry about, okay, well, it's tight, right? Like, no, my community supported me so that we could eat because that's what I asked them to do. And I got to book my flights without having to be like, ooh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to finesse this, I got to stop 3 places. No, I got to book my travel comfortably so that I could go deal with what I needed to deal with and help him transition peacefully, come back, work, go back again and send him off and have his funeral, and then now come back again for the next leg of the journey. So I just really wanted to take a second before I get into all the things to say thank you. So the next part is the quiet that nobody talks about. So I am in the middle of like traveling, which is very normal for me. Like I travel a lot for work. It can be very loud and chaotic and like there's still suitcases right here I haven't unpacked and there's always that. But there are these moments of deafening silence where you could literally be like in the middle, like a song could be playing in my head and it's like, I'm talking squares to you, baby. Your daddy died. That's literally the quiet that's been happening right now. But what I am doing is allowing myself to have those moments, allowing myself to sit in those moments. When I can look at pictures and it's not going to like the wind out of my sails, I do. And I allow the tears to fall and I allow the moments to happen. And I talk to God. I don't know what I believe about the afterlife too much these days, but I still talk to my dad's spirit because I don't believe the spirit dies. So I was just asking God the other day, and I was talking to Dad, and I was packing up about to leave my brother's house, and I saw his poster, and I said, all right, bye, Daddy, I'll be back. And then I was like, wait, do you go with me too? Are you omnipresent now? Like, I had so many questions because I don't know. I'm like, well, do you just come when I call you? Do you hang out at Tabari's in the meantime? Like, how does any of this work? I don't know. And I think that those are the things that come to mind in the quiet moments. And I'm even getting emotional talking about it because there's so much you think about and you visit as possibilities. But then when it actually happens, you're like, no, I really don't know what happens now. I really don't know. Like, a month ago, Tamara had a living father. This version of myself, just 1 month later, does it. And that's a lot to process. And more than anything else, I'm giving myself space to do that. Even this moment, I would edit this out. I would edit this out and come back and say, woo, y'all, sorry, I had a moment. But this version of myself wants to be honest about this version of myself, you know? Yes, I'm strong, but I'm also extremely fragile right now. I'm delicate. I'm fragile. The closer I get to 40, I'm like, yeah, no, that doesn't roll off my skin. No, that hurt my feelings. No, you're being insensitive. I've had to say that through this process to a couple people. You are being extremely insensitive right now. And there are times where I would just be like, you know what? I'm just going to take the inventory and then just never talk to them again. No, you're being insensitive. And while we're still in this process, I would like for you to stop being insensitive. Thank you. So I'll say that right now, the silence, the quiet moments are very loud, but also this version of myself, like, it's just like I'm cocooning into another version of myself that just does not, it's not that I don't care what people think, but I am fiercely protective of my peace and my delicateness right now. My delicacy, I don't know if that's the noun version of it, but I'm very protective of that right now. No, you cannot come over here and shatter my glass. You can't drop it. If you are not going to hold me like this right now, I'm not able to be in community with you. So that's that. that leads me to the next moment. So the funeral was this last weekend. It was beautiful. I'll link it in the description box if you want to watch it, if you're into that sort of thing. It truly was a celebration. It was very Caribbean. You'll learn a lot about my dad if you watch it, and also get to see my brothers and I and how dope they are. I'm so proud of my brothers. I really am. My brother right above me, he is on his 4th year of pastoring his church, and he officiated dad's service, gave an incredible eulogy, came back, ate a plate of curry chicken at the repast, gathered his family, got on a plane, and was at his church the next morning to preach both services and baptize people, because he was like, this is a special Sunday and I need to be there. I need to be there with my community. And that is why I am the way I am. That is where I come from. And it was so good to see people from my childhood that I have not seen in 20 years. I've not hugged or laid my eyes on some of these people in 20 years. But again, because of the community I come from, they've been watching me. And the pastor of the church, the current pastor, said some really powerful words that I needed to hear. But one of the things he said was, when we watched Tamara as a child singing right here in this church, just like she did today, we always knew that she would be the superstar that she is. And we see her all over our television, and we always knew. And so that was really nice, even in the midst of a heavy moment, to be back to my, the community I was born into, reminding me of who I am and reminding me that this path was already laid out for me and we've all known it. So I just got to keep walking it. Which brings me to this next weekend. So for some people, I can imagine why they would need to take time off and all of that, or would feel like, oh, if you jumping back into work, you're just trying to distract yourself. First of all, the bills have to be paid. Okay. And second, for me, my work is not a distraction. My work provides me structure and focus that on a daily basis I have to fight for and create. So I'm grateful to have shows this weekend. And it was the minute I landed, my phone was like, can you do this? Can you do this? Are you free this date? Are you free that date? So I'm very grateful that that I'm still on people's radar for work, even in the midst of this. And they're not saying ooh, leave her alone right now. Her daddy died. No, please keep calling me. So this weekend, I'm going to be doing a game night with my best friend. We've been building this brand together for 3 years, pretty much the entire time we've been in LA, because we couldn't find community. So we built it. And so this show, we were booked to perform. And this is the second installment that we're doing of Mingle and Plei. It's really dope. It's a game night series. And it's really fun. And we had a great time last time. It was on Valentine's Day. So this time is closing out Black History Month. There's a set of twins that both model, and they're celebrating their birthday. They're over 50 and they are fly. So it's just a good old Black time, and I'm excited about that. And the next day, I'm doing a show at the United Theater with the Privilege and the Pocket Queen. Tuesday night, I'm hosting a Taco Tuesday at a lounge. Just got asked to do another birthday party. So for me, this structure and these jobs help me focus. They give me kind of things to do aside from sit around and be sad. And so, that's just, for me, my purpose helps me stay focused. My structure helps me. Creativity gives me energy. So I'm not escaping. I am metabolizing said energy into what is productive and healing for me and therapeutic for me. What's next? So I want to be, again, in the spirit of being more transparent with you guys, and sat up here and cried. I cried. I don't know if you cried, if we crewed together. But Patreon, that is where I'm going to delve into a lot more kitchen table talk, if you will. Orlando and I are going to be doing some things together, but that's where I'm really going to be digging into the grief journey. My dad was a very complicated man, and I have a lot of lessons. I have a lot of love from him, but I also have a lot of trauma as well. And because this is public and there are people who don't know that part of him and don't need to know that part of him, I'm going to take that over to the kitchen table on Patreon. So if you have a complicated relationship with a parent, a grandparent, with caregiving, any of that, I'm going to be open over there and we can talk together. I want you guys' feedback and experience as well, because this is all very complex and this part of the journey is new. So that's what's next. And as far as the next year, the rest of the year, I guess I can go ahead and say it. I'm moving back to New York. I'm moving back to New York. And it's happening in a little over a month. I'm very excited. This is the first time that I'm moving because I like the place that I'm moving. Every other time it's been like I either feel a strong pull somewhere, I'm going for school, or I got a job. I moved here with a job. And so this time I'm moving because I want to be in New York City. That is the community that I feel most at home with. Even throughout this journey in LA, every time I've gone back to New York, it feels like home. It feels like, oh, my people. And it feels like I didn't miss a beat. And also, the caliber of work that I've done there has increased since I left. I'm getting calls that I was auditioning for when I was there, and now I'm just getting the direct offers. So I think it is the right time to go back and to be in the audition rooms again. I just, statistically, I have not experienced self-taping, the volume of work coming to me from self-taping as I have from being in the audition room, from being able to exchange energy in person. And I still haven't been to Broadway yet. I believe it's time. I believe that this version of me that is a lot more polished and has a lot more stamina and has a lot more experience and has done this a lot more is ready for that stage, is ready for the 8 shows a week, honey. So that is what's next for me. Which means that in this next month and a half, I have to pack this apartment up. I have to move my stuff back east. And I'm also going to be a lot more open on Patreon about how that's happening. I do have work already. I have some projects that I'm so excited about, but I'm waiting for the marketing to drop to tell you guys. The contracts are signed, the deposits are paid, so we good. The gigs are happening. But I want to wait till the marketing is there so that I can say, hey, and click the link, see you there type stuff. But New York is already calling. It's already calling. And so instead of saying, instead of putting New York on 3-way with LA, I'm saying LA, let me call you back. I got to talk to New York for a little bit. I have also gotten offers for things later in the year back in LA. So I have no idea what's about to happen, y'all. I really don't. This is the first time in life that I'm not moving with the same level of strategy that I'm used to. I am a strategic artist. Everything I've done up until this point has been planned. I planned to be in Kev on Stage's orbit. I planned to be in John Legend's orbit, and I made it happen. But this next leg, I have no idea what's going to happen. This next version of Tamara might have a full-time job again. This next version of Tamara might be building a show on a cruise ship. I have no idea. When I tell you I have no idea. So, but what I do know is that it is time for us to do this together. There's people who are constantly asking me how I'm doing what I'm doing. And I can tell you all the stuff up to that point. And I will. That you can pay for though. But here on out, I would love for you to go on this journey with me together. And if you want to do that more intimately, more closely, and in community with me, I would love for you to join me over on Patreon so we can like talk for real. And in the meantime, I'm beginning this next leg of my journey with both grief and pivoting. And I thank you in advance for your support and your love. And I can't wait to see what we build together. So in the meantime, stay inspired, stay empowered, and stay motivated to keep chasing your dreams. Bye.